And I worked about an hour and a half stuffing grass into the side of this tire. Do you know what you could do with it? Okay.
So what's the worst thing you did to a bike to get it running?
Legitimately, like the absolute worst thing?
The stupidest, down and dirty, like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that.
So I put part of a license plate into the back of a case, and JB welded it. So I built up JB weld on the backside. Now here's the thing: people don't know about JB weld is JB weld's crazy strong.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy strong, but prep is everything.
Yeah.
And I did. I took like a piece of a license plate and put it on the backside of an engine case, and I literally cut it out about a quarter of an inch bigger.
What had a hole blown in it?
Oh, giant, like maybe big as a silver dollar, right? But it blew out between the two halves of the cases. So there was nowhere I could go. But it was crazy because it's one of those things where you think it's going to be like a 5-minute repair.
Sure.
But then it ends up being 20 minutes of machining.
You got to get all the oil off of it.
I had to make a gasket seal. So like I legit had to straight up, I had to grind it out, clean it out, make it better, cut the piece of metal, which the only metal I literally was like, license plates are really legit. They're strong.
Sure.
So I got a piece of license plate, put it in the right spot.
Quick question, 2-stroke or 4-stroke?
4-stroke.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
You're just trying to hold its oil
just trying to hold the oil in, really, at this point. But I did. I folded the edge over it real nice, broke it over on the edge of my workbench, hit it with a hammer a couple of times, got a real nice 90-degree bend down there, got it on, had a nice good base layer of JB underneath it, and then put a JB coating around the edges, and then just put like as many light bulbs as I could find in the general area. Now what's crazy is I did this in the winter time.
Oh my God.
I know, and it worked. It held oil. It was not even like slightly compromised.
Wait, I have to ask you, how did you chunk a case in the middle of the winter?
Well, I chunked a case in the middle of the summer, but I put the job off until the winter time.
Okay.
Look, it's Cleveland. We don't fix anything in the summer. We buy other things and keep riding.
Who owns that bike right now?
I don't know. But the dude did buy it, and he straight up rode it. So, I assume it's still living and breathing. I didn't even try to hide it. You could see that it was a Pennsylvania license plate. It was kind of that blue and yellow.
You're awful.
I know, but you could see it. It looked right down to the top of the motor. It wasn't like I was trying to hide it. I didn't put JB over it.
Right.
Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. You caught us in the middle of a conversation. This happens from time to time. What do you think is the absolute worst thing you ever did to get a motorcycle home?
Oh, I mean, aside from pushing it 7 miles,
You pushed a motorcycle 7 miles?
Yeah.
Did you not have a phone?
I didn't have a phone. I didn't have any means. I mean, I had people who could have saved me, but I had no way of talking with them. Yeah. My phone was dead.
7 miles.
I broke down on the highway. I I seized just as I got off of the exit ramp. Yeah. You do what you do. I stopped. I reconnoitered. I ran through the calculus in my head. Could I call Phil? I can't call anybody. I don't have anything. And this was actually in the early days. I don't even know if I had a cell phone then.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I'm here. I know where my house is. I'm within range. I should potentially be able to do it. So I pushed that bike 7 miles all the way from Route 90 all the way back to my house. Luckily, it was a little 2-stroke. It was a 72 Yamaha CS5.
Yeah.
But it was light.
Yeah, very light.
The good thing, there were some downhill things.
7 miles.
I coasted some of those. I duck walked them. I was this, I was that, and then just slogging it out, and just there was no other way. I had no options.
No,
I was out of money. I didn't have a penny on me. Yeah. I didn't have a cell phone on me. Yeah. I had no way of doing anything.
I don't ever want to live that life.
And I figured 7 miles walking at maybe like a mile every 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, it was the only thing. It would have been almost stupid to bother somebody to come get me at that point.
It's only 7 miles.
Well, but it would have been like AAA. By the time you call them and they get out there, you could have just pushed. I could have just pushed the damn thing home. So
7 miles way too long for me. Do you know what doesn't work? Stuffing your tire full of grass.
Oh.
I've read this in so many adventure books and shit like that. For my whole life, I've been reading stories about riding motorcycles. I blew a tube tire hard. I mean, like, one of those things, I was out in the middle of Hell's Half Acre, again, back in the old days, before cell phones, etc. I was like...
Did you blow a tube tire?
I did.
Oh, okay.
No. I blew a seal.
Okay.
So I did. I had a failure on a tire, and it was a tire that had an inner tube. And the tire would have an inner tube. When they go, they are gone. There is no, I can plug it or whatever. No, you're screwed.
It's got a rip in it.
It's exactly. And it wasn't old, but it was it was a Honda MT250 Elsinore. That's the bike that it was. And I had this thing and it was just horrible. And what I did was I was like, well, you know what? I can kind of get the sidewall in. So this tire was hard as wood. And I got the sidewall kind of shoved in and I was like, I'm just gonna stuff grass into it. And I worked about an hour and a half stuffing grass into the side of this tire. Do you know what you could do with it? Nothing.
Not a
Nothing.
damn thing.
All you could do was like go 5 or 7 miles an hour before you crashed again. It basically just went from a series of crashes. It basically was like, okay, I can get up to 7 or 8 miles an hour, and then it just wobbles and fails again. That is some horseshit. If anybody says like, you can stuff grass inside the tire and make it work. Dude showed up in a Moto Guzzi rally with a Moto Guzzi and a sidecar. Sidecar tire had blown, was a different size than the other two on the bike, and he had stuffed t-shirts into the sidecar wheel. You're not a hero. I can fly a sidecar for 7 miles.
Sure.
I don't care. I'll wear out the other 2 tires, but the one that's bad is going to be in the air the whole time. I can do it. I'm just going to...
You know what does work? Taking a 26-inch bicycle tire and putting it inside there and folding it up.
Didn't we do that at Bruce's house?
Yeah, totally.
It was like a 12-inch rim.
Yeah, like
it was like a 14 or 15-inch rim. But we did
rim.
the only tire tube we could get.
Yeah,
was a bicycle tube.
Yeah, no, that's what came out of the fucking thing.
Oh, that was in it.
And we're like, well, we want to get it going again. Well, what are we gonna do? Well, fucking put it back in there.
Put it back in, patch it, and put it back in.
Sketchy.
So it turns out that yes, anything that will hold air will just fold enough times and hold enough air. I know people are very nervous about pinching tubes. Apparently, that is not an issue around us. So there you go. That's a quickie from your Unkie Phil and Uncle John, I guess, at this point. John McElfresh is here. He's our guest star tonight. And these ones just happen. I don't know.
Yeah.
These guys run the cameras. We forgot.
I was always
they're there.
wondering, like, could you just like put expanded spray foam in there or something like that?
You love that crap.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, you build all kinds of weird shit out of expanded
it's fun
foam.
stuff. I love it.
But it's not good as a tube substitute. I mean, you can't call that mousse, can you?
Well, it's definitely going to hold on to the rim, but you know
Doesn't
what I mean?
it turn to dust, though?
It's never going to dry fast.
It's never going to dry
It's
fast
not
enough.
gonna work.
Yeah, you're going to end up with a disaster. Well, there you go, guys. That was another one from Moto Stories with the Unkie Phil. So I don't care where you're from. This is open to you if you're on planet Earth. If you win, we're going to send it to you. I don't gives a damn where you are.
Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
The crazier, the better.
It would be an honor for me to send it to you in a far off location. So remember, tell your friends, get together, and put together a fun video or a fun story about your Moto story, and we're gonna put it on Moto Stories with Unkie Phil. Now, guys, there are rules, because there have to be rules. We can't just have you guys
We're not like sticklers on rules here, but
I know, but
there's always a line.
All right, there's always a line. So here's the rules. 1, if you're gonna shoot us a video, either send us the whole damn video,
Right.
and all the file transfer methods account.
Because we're going to want everybody to watch it.
Yes, or send us a link to a video you've already got somewhere.
If you're already YouTube famous, we're cool with that too.
I'm okay with that too, exactly. Now, maybe it's just a really, really good story, like you're really good on the clickety-clickities, then send it to us. Okay guys, now how do you submit them? Well, submitting them is rather easy. So we have managed to have this place called Moto Stories with Unkie Phil at gmail.com. And that's gonna appear probably down here somewhere in this general area if Steve and Fernando have got their stuff together. It's gonna be right down there, and you're gonna send any evidence you have. Yeah, you said it right there, right. And when you send them to us, make sure you send the video or a link to the video, because that's the repository. That's where they're going to be. That's where they will all be heavily scrutinized. Literally, artisanally judged for their integrity, their veracity, and their silliness.
I'm afraid we're going to get so much content, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, it'll be one guy posting 200 videos.
Dick
Okay,
pics.
we know what it's gonna be. Yeah, I hate to say it, but we know that's where it's going.
Somebody's doing
But
it.
it's probably not. I'll bet you these people are gonna impress us, because it's all gonna go, every single one of them, MotoStoriesWithUnkiePhil at gmail.com. It's all gonna go right there. Your videos, your link to your videos, your script, you know, your Sanskrit.
We can't actually read.
We
so-
can read. You can do. If you want to impress me with a spoken word, by God, just send me an audio track. That's all I need, because we'll post it nonetheless. But there's big, big prizes to be had. Or more or less, we'll make you internet famous for like a minuscule.
Sure.
Exactly. Check me out. Look at them. These
15
idiots
minutes
talked
of
about me.
fame.
Right. That could be all you get. But in any case, it'll be fun, and we haven't done it yet. So we've always had fun with things we haven't done yet.
And we'd like to give back to our listeners.
It would be fun. There's no better way to get a part of this than to be a part of this. All right, guys. Well, ride fast and take chances. Subscribe. Press the red button, Steve. Get us out of here. Okay, good.